Okay, I'm cutting in here just because it's Raphael's birthday, and I may have shown a tea party on the other route, but... Oh, actually, no, what am I saying? Of course I didn't. I hadn't recruited him at this point. So, yeah, this will be my first chance to show off a post-time skip tea party with Raphael. And, whoa, he takes up most of the screen. Southern fruit blend,
Professor.
maybe?
You called for me, so here I am. Thanks.
I can't believe I was thinking, like, even for a moment that, oh, maybe I showed this on the other route. Of course I didn't. I didn't recruit him.
Huh?
Your research. Yeah, no, he'd hate that. Wow, all three of these seem bad.
Whoa.
Well, that's obvious.
Huh?
Well, that's out. That's probably out. Raphael doesn't really have any ambitions.
Oh. Sure.
Almost got it.
Thanks for the tea. But next time, let's stick to meat.
I'm just imagining, like, platters of meat on the side there instead of sweets. By the way, the only person motivated in the entire army was Cynthia, so I only got to teach one person this week. That's kind of embarrassing. St. McCool Day. Okay, so someone has confirmed to me that, yes, McCool, and I pretty much suspected this, St. McCool is, well, that's actually interesting the sentence here.
It feels so good just to let it out.
May my song reach the goddess in the sky.
Well, actually, she's in Viola's head, but don't tell him that. Basically, yes, McCool does have a beast form, and he does have a paralog, but it's exclusive to the Golden Deer route, which I kind of suspected, personally. I think it's the Golden Deer exclusive paralog, the equivalent of the Silver Maiden. So we won't be seeing St. McCool, however you pronounce it, on this route, which is kind of a shame. But I do know that, well, okay, pause for a second if you don't want spoilers, but he's kind of a griffin. And that's interesting because, if, Indek is a tortoise...
This should be suitable.
And Seros is a dragon...
Perseverance is the key.
Finally. And Makul is a bird thing. In terms of the four celestial animals from Japanese and Chinese mythology, the only one missing is Byakko, the white tiger, so people wonder if Seteth, if he had a divine beast form, then it would be a tiger. That would actually be really interesting as well, because there's a whole Japanese cultural motif of tiger versus dragon, and it'd be kind of interesting because Seteth would be a tiger dragon. So, yeah, a bit ironic there. Actually, this is fitting. Let's do this.
Hey, Professor. I think you've been working too much lately. The battle's gonna keep going with or without you. But you're the one doing the most out there.
Actually, no, it won't be going without him because he's forced to most maps, and if he dies, it's game over.
It's real impressive how you can focus on giving orders and fighting. I don't think I could do both in the same battle.
Especially on this route where there's no other lords to also give orders and take some of the burden off of him.
I see you running all over the place, even after the battle's over.
That's because he's trying to build up supports.
I just don't want you to wear yourself out. You gotta take a break when you can. Even when you're feeling fine, it can suddenly hit you. No offense, Professor, but don't you think some folks might be taking advantage of you? Like when you gave that speech to the troops. That didn't seem like something you wanted to do. I know you gotta follow orders on the battlefield, but you shouldn't have to do things off the battlefield if you don't wanna. What do you mean? Like studying? Sure, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but that was to keep my little sis fed. I had good reason for it. The same, huh? I think I get what you mean. You do things you don't want to do for the sake of everyone else. That's real noble of you, Professor. I guess I can't get in your way if you're doing it for the right reasons. Okay then. I'm gonna keep trying to do my best. But now, I'm gonna do it for you. My little sis is important to me. But you're real important too. I always work hard for the people who matter to me. And having more of them in my life just means I gotta work even harder. What do you think? Really? I wasn't expecting you to say that. You're gonna make me blush.
Gonna, you already are.
We gotta keep working hard together then. At least until this war's over.
Then I will never see you again.
I'll work to make sure you don't collapse from exhaustion. You got nothing to worry about, Professor. I've been training non-stop. I got your back, no matter what.
That's a pretty nice support. Yeah, I do fully agree that Raphael did turn out to be a way deeper character than I expected, and not quite in the way that I expected though, because he's still a fairly basic character overall, but it's done well, if that makes sense. Anyway, well, okay, no, not gonna do either of... Actually, no, I never did that one, did I? Well, I guess I'll do the B first. I'll have to save before doing Petra's.
Marianne, are you not going to pray?
I finished. What is it?
I just wanted to apologize.
It's fine, Ferdinand. You did nothing wrong.
Last time we spoke, I did not quite finish saying what I wanted to say. You say I did nothing wrong. So, perhaps you will hear me out this time?
Very well. What is it?
Rather than mourning the way things are, is it not better to accept reality and move forward from there?
Well, Dimitri could have definitely used those words of advice on the other route.
Accept and move forward?
Precisely. You curse your heritage and reject your present situation. That makes you gloomy, even despairing. As long as you are held back by that way of thinking, nothing is ever going to change.
What about you? Do you really believe that you accept whatever comes in life?
I do. Come what may, I will never falter.
How?
Well, each person is born with a purpose. We must fulfill that purpose, no matter our circumstances. It imbues our lives with meaning and direction. That is what I believe, anyway. Everyone has something they are meant to accomplish. That is true for nobles, commoners, even bandits.
You just had to bring bandits in, didn't you? And now because that was a good speech, but now I find it hard to take seriously, because I can't really take bandits seriously in Fire Emblem, but their purpose is to be early game experience, and, make it so the game isn't too hard on sword-using lords in the first few chapters.
I see. So that's what you believe. Do you really think it's possible that someone like me has a purpose to fulfill?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'll give this some serious thought. Thank you, Ferdinand. Your words have deeply moved me.
Is that so? How wonderful. I will pray that you find the answers you seek.
It's interesting because I kind of half agree with Ferdinand and I half don't. Like, I do feel like everyone has a purpose, but I don't think they're born with it. I think it's something they have to decide for themselves as they live their lives. Already saw that. Ah, this one, yeah. Definitely want to get this one.
You seem to have lined up your desserts very meticulously.
What you see before you, Cynthia, is a life choice.
Oh, really?
The most skilled pastry chef in the army has been asked to do the impossible in the heart of wartime. Source high-quality ingredients, employ advanced baking methods, and create these two pastries.
Wow. You've put a lot of thought into this. May I?
Of course. You can have but one, though. And it should be noted that they taste completely different. I thought I'd split them between us, seeing as they were made so carefully and are so very, very special.
Ah, thanks. So, what exactly is the life choice you mentioned?
Please don't let it be that one of them is poison.
Also, if you are not partaking, I'll just go ahead and eat them both.
Oh no. For you see, if you eat one, you simply cannot, must not, eat the other.
Yeah, Linhardt's setting up a metaphor, isn't he?
Should you eat both, a pair of ingredients, one in each pastry, will combine to poison you.
Wait, really? I was actually not too far off the mark there?
That seems unnecessarily intense. Just one won't kill me then?
Of course not. But making this choice means you will not be able to taste the second dessert. Ever. No matter what I tell you, you'll never know which one tasted best. And if you are underwhelmed by your choice, you'll regret your decision forever.
This is sounding surprisingly terrifying.
So, I should just pick one and be done with it.
But you've already chosen, haven't you? Not between the pastries, but your life paths. You would gamble on the chance of living a long life, even if it meant losing your two crests. Correct? Hence my current choice.
Wait, whose choice are we talking about now?
A shortened lifespan doesn't necessarily mean a short life. Even with 2 crests, you might live a long time.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true. It just says shortened lifespan. It might just be by a couple of years.
And with you around, the study of crests will undoubtedly reach previously unimagined levels.
Well, we have Hanneman.
On the other hand, getting rid of them could help someone that I care about. Maybe. Or maybe it won't help at all. Unfortunately, one never knows until they eat the pastry. Even then, you can never taste them both.
Hang on, Linhardt. Do you mean to tell me you care about me? Since when?
When indeed. You are someone I care about, though. So much so I wish we could be family, you and I.
Family? That escalated rather quickly. Although, having more family does sound nice.
Anyway, I need to be going. Oh, and feel free to eat the pastries. I made up the poison bit because I didn't know how else to say what I wished to say.
Yeah, of course he wouldn't do that.
And because... well, because I believe there are choices we can make where you can have both. I'll show you somehow, before the war is over.
Are you sure these aren't poisoned? Linhardt, wait! Wait!
Yeah, that was pretty good. Unfortunately, in this game, there really aren't choices where you can have both because, yeah... well, you know, there's no way to save both Edelgard and Dimitri in this game.
Caspar, good to see you. You're looking a bit bigger lately.
Yeah, Raphael, that's one way to put it.
Is something wrong? I thought you wanted to get bigger. Have you been training?
I haven't missed a day. The problem is that my body doesn't want to grow in the directions I want it to. I was hoping to get a little taller, but I seem to just be growing wider. I don't think your methods are for me.
Oh, that's too bad. I always thought the secret to getting bigger was lots of eating and training. You know what? You shouldn't worry so much about how big or tall you are. You're great, no matter what size.
What makes you say that?
Well, let's see. You can run faster than me, and you're really agile, which I'll never be.
Actually, wait a minute. I think you have higher speed than him at this point, though. That's probably because of your class modifiers.
That's just about your legs, though. Your other movements are quick, too. You can dodge good and swing a sword pretty fast. Oh, and you're...
All right, Raphael. I think I see the problem now. I thought I envied the size of your body, but I was wrong. After hearing you say those nice things about me, I realized that I actually envy the size of your heart.
You know what? I was gonna make a joke exactly to that effect, and then he goes and says it seriously.
Huh? I think it's normal size, but...
That's right. I don't just need a bigger body. I need a bigger heart.
You need a full-size aortic pump. That's a friend's thing, by the way.
Once I have a bigger heart, then maybe, just maybe, my body will start growing too.
Now, I'm gonna get a dragon's heart, take it out, and put it in my body, and force myself to... No, that wouldn't really work well. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Now how do I increase the size of my heart?
More Kingdom Hearts stuff.
It didn't help with my body, but do you think eating will make my heart grow?
I have no idea, but I'm always up for a meal.
I really don't want to get any wider, though. I'm so conflicted. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. It's like you always say, when in doubt, go to the dining hall.
Well, that was actually a pretty interesting support, but Caspar took that in sort of weird directions. What I was going to say was... Oh yeah, the full-size aortic pump thing is when... basically someone is writing like a letter and, like they're told to... Well, yeah, they're kind of encouraged to sound smarter, and to do so, they're encouraged to use a thesaurus, but they use a thesaurus on every word. So, like, they are warm, kind... Like there's something like warm, kind human people with big hearts became... They are humid, prepossessing Homo sapiens with full-size aortic pumps. I don't know why, but that's always kind of stuck with me.
Hello, Marianne. You're well, I hope?
I am, Lorenz. Thank you.
I cannot help but notice you do not look it.
Is that so? I feel fine.
Are you gonna hit on her?
What? Was there something you needed?
How unseemly of me. My apologies. It is not my intention to stare.
Does something about me seem off?
Oh, not at all. I was just remembering your father, or rather, comparing my experience of him to you. Your father, Margrave Edmund. He is one of the shrewdest nobles in all the Alliance, with a noted gift for pointed speech. On and beyond the battlefield, his words have the power to move friend and foe alike. My own father has said he would not want to make an enemy of him. Naturally, I am of the same mind. Your father is blessed with gifts of confidence and eloquence, yet compared to him, you seem always reticent and downcast.
That's because she has a crest that makes everyone think she's gonna turn into a monster and eat them. She kind of has a reason for that.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you discomfort. It's just that the contrast between you and your father is striking.
And considering you were talking very highly of her father before, that doesn't paint a good picture.
I have very little in common with my adoptive father.
But he sent you to Garreg Mach. Clearly, he sees potential in you. I think I see it too. Yes, a certain charm, gravitas, if you will. Just like him. Oh.
I can't say that I know too much about him. I should be going now.
Yes, of course. Please, take care. Oh, such grace, such serenity. How could such a beauty be hiding in plain sight? With a little polish, she would shine magnificently.
And he did hit on her just after she was out of earshot. I'm actually tempted to get Lorenz and Dorothea to an A, because I've actually heard their A and their A support ending's pretty good.
Looking as lovely as ever today, Dorothea.
Oh, save it for your noble girls, Lorenz. I'm not in the mood.
I was only being polite.
And it really was quite wonderful to be so near your elegance. Now, if you'll please excuse me.
Now hold just a moment. I have tolerated quite enough of this impertinence. Not a word has escaped my lips to imply that you are anything less than a highly attractive woman. But I am the heir to a noble house. I have a duty. Thus, I am unable to engage in courtship with you. What is it about my circumstances that you seem to find so very amusing?
All of it? You're no different from the men who flirted with me when I was in the opera. As long as you're getting what you're after, you don't much care what a woman wants, needs, or feels.
That is truly what you think of me? I am afraid you have completely misunderstood.
Oh, have I? Do explain.
If noble status were my only priority, then I could be married 100 times over by now.
The thought of Lorenz marrying 100 people at once just came to mind.
But birthright is not sufficient for me. I am not looking merely for an accessory.
No, birthright is not sufficient. I am looking for conquest and revelation.
Marriage is a relationship of mutual respect, support, and trust. If my wife and I are of the same mind and of the same worth, then together we can achieve anything. That is why I make overtures to so many ladies. I am in search of an ideal.
So while I kind of admire seeking a partner who works well with you, you're also basically telling her to your face, I don't consider you to be a worthy partner.
You're searching for someone who matches your vision of a perfect spouse? How odd. So am I. And everyone else.
My standards are somewhat more exacting, but yes, I suppose on that point we are similar. Please understand that I'm acting with the best of intentions in search of a partner.
You're more serious than I thought. And so earnest, it's almost adorable. If you met a peasant girl and fell madly in love, would you be able to give her up? Break her heart?
I would have no choice. The worlds of the nobility and the common folk are simply too far apart.
Ashen Ingrid.
I cannot choose to abandon my duty merely for the sake of a fleeting emotion.
Lorenz, you're dangerously close to dedicating your life to the lie that nobility is something special. I hope you realize that before it's too late.
Wow, end support right there. That was surprisingly serious. Okay. Yeah, that one's actually pretty good. Now we have Leone and Bernadette.
Here. I patched up the clothes you gave me.
I just, when I look at this support, all I see is, haha, I'm a bow knight and you're not. Come on, Leone, pass the bow knight exam already.
Hey, thanks. You've helped me a lot lately. I feel like I should be doing this stuff myself. But ever since you patched up my sleeve, I've been really interested in your craft.
Craft? You mean my embroidery?
Yeah. When I saw what you were doing, I thought, what the heck is that? But it turned out to be a nice touch, once I was actually wearing it. Practical, too. When you're embroidering, you patch up the torn parts with new cloth, right? And that strengthens it. so the same part won't break as easily next time.
I'm glad you like it. At first, I felt like you thought it was stupid. I was worried you secretly hated me or something. It made me pretty scared to show you my stitching.
Sorry. I should have told you I liked it. Thanks, Bernadetta. I'm glad I asked for your help.
Oh, it's nothing.
What'd you make this time? A hornet, huh? You do like the scary critters, don't you?
It zips out from the trees and strikes, just like you.
And now she will be known as the Hornets for all eternity. It's actually not a bad nickname. Except, wasn't there like a movie called The Green Hornet that wasn't very good?
I sting like a hornet, do I? Actually, I like that.
I can't say sting like a bee because that might potentially be... Is it copyrighted? I don't know if it's copyrighted, but I don't know if you would get into trouble for saying that.
You know, you ought to be more confident.
What?
You're good enough at sewing that you can make a living out of it. You should take pride in that. Your skills would be really useful to the war effort, too. We're always needing equipment mended.
Useful? Oh, no. I'm completely useless. Even more so on the battlefield.
Me no understand confidence. Confidence no exist.
That's not true at all. You've been a great help. Maybe I'm a better fighter, but I've got nowhere near the same skill at sewing. We can help each other. Isn't that what friends do?
Friends? We're friends?
Hey, come on. I know you're not the most confident, but this is getting silly. Of course we're friends. I completely trust you.
Leone?
Yeah?
Get your clothes torn up as much as you want. I'll always be here to patch them right up.
Oh no, I suddenly got flashbacks to the stripping attacks in Fates.
Right, for sure. But I wasn't just talking about embroidery, you know.
Okay, that was a pretty nice one. It's like, it's hard because, like, in some ways I do kinda, like, yeah, like, there are a lot of ways in which Bernadetta sadly kind of reminds me of myself. Like, I kind of do often go through life assuming that everyone secretly hates me. It's just this weird thing that I do. It's like, it's more a sense of if you always assume the worst, you'll never be let down. But anyway, so yeah, it is sort of sad seeing Bernadetta like that, but yeah, like, she definitely is growing on me now. I still just don't like how sort of fetishized her... It's sort of more pre-time skip, actually, that she feels more like that. Post-time skip, she feels a little bit better about that. But anyway, what was that? Okay, I already got that one. Okay, yeah, Ferdinand and Petra A, I think I have not seen before, so I need to save now.
Ferdinand.
Huh? Ah, Petra. Is there something I can help you with?
No, I am not needing help. I was just thinking that you look... lonely.
Lonely? In wartime? Hardly. I am too busy trying to survive to feel lonely. But once we have survived, what will you do with yourself, Petra? Return to your home? As an Imperial hostage, you would be freed if the Empire were to fall.
Yes. My plan is to be returning home, but if Bridget and Fodlan can be friendly, I will be able to have visits whenever I choose. Maybe it is even possible for me to be living in Fodlan.
Live in Fodlan? Do you not want to go back to your homeland?
I do have the hope of returning one day, but Fodlan is also like a homeland to me now. I came to Fodlan 9 years ago. I have been living half of my life here.
Oh yeah, she is really young, isn't she? I forgot how young she was.
My family is living in Bridget, but in Fodlan, I have new family and new friends.
New family? I am glad to hear you feel that way about us, Petra. In that case, we will have to make sure that none of us die. We do not want to lose anyone in the family.
I have become Grail.
Yes, we will be winning, and you will not be dying.
Ha! Do not worry. I do not intend to die. I have some things to do when the war is over.
Things?
Yes. You and I can be the link between Fodlan and Bridget.
Oh.
Okay, I have to confess. I fibbed a little. About not being lonely. When this war ends, I will be quite lonely indeed. If you go back to Bridget.
Is that a truth?
I have just made a decision. I will work as an ambassador, improving relations between our people, whether you are in Bridget or Fodlan. I will be there too. Then both places can move forward together in eternal friendship. We ought to join forces and make that a reality. Do you not agree?
You have my gratitude, Ferdinand. All of it. I have loneliness just like you. But your words gave me great happiness. Please do what you are saying, and be a bridge for Fodlan and Bridget.
You can count on me. We will keep at it, and one day...
Yes, one day, we will be seeing that future.
I have conflict. I really like that support, but I also really like Ferdinand and Bernadette. So, I don't know what to do now. Yeah, like, that was actually pretty good. But I think for this playthrough, I'm gonna stick with Ferdinand and Bernadette, so I'm gonna have to save in a separate slot, and then... reload. So, next time will be the actual, main battle of this chapter.